With Wano One Piece talks. We
Wayne
haven't
Piece.
we haven't done one in a while, mostly because we not only did we stockpile 4 chapters, so that's already a month, but there was a 2 week break and maybe a 1 week break, so it might be almost 2 months since we've talked about
It's it.
current.
Oda got sick. He is now fine. Thank
Yeah,
God. He got literally sick right after my birthday, so I feel responsible.
nice going, Joe.
Should.
All right.
We party with Oda, so he got a little too sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go hard.
Yeah, I wish. Um, so okay, chapter 990 is where we left off. So if we'll recall, this is the chapter that mostly pertains to Drake.
Yeah,
The thing with Drake is I recently found out that his name is not pronounced X Drake, it's DS Drake, and I can't quite fix my brain wiring
that's
to
not
say
happening.
that correctly.
It's not happening.
DS Drake. I'm gonna do it. Watch me do it.
This chapter like that it says mostly about Drake. But before we get into that, I was talking to Will about this before the podcast. Oda fucking kills it when it comes to drawing Kaido in his dragon form.
Yeah.
In his paneling, like
Mm-hmm.
it's so good. Like these first like panels here, we get a zoom in of his face, and then we get like him in the
Zoom
background,
out.
in the
Yeah.
foreground, the entire everything, and you get this sense of scale and power, and you really understand like what kind of leader he is, and he's just sitting back and letting everyone do their thing, rather than take charge until the very end.
Yeah, I mean, it's not his attacks are very AoE, so he'd be destroying his own men if he attacked right now.
Yeah, true. Well, he could go into a slam.
Man, poor Jack, right? He just exists to be off-screened and to Jack is strong, but we never get to see him do much in like real time. But I'd like this panel of like a bunch of swords and arrows in him. I just think it looks really cool with him wiping out all the minks.
Very poached elephant, you know?
Yeah. But he's being poached by the other animals. They're just like
Yeah.
getting launched above the samurai who are just standing and looking. And he looks at me, and I look at him. And he looks at me,
And he looks me.
And look at him.
So this is still when Oda is teasing what these guys Sulong forms look like. I wasn't worried at the time. I knew we would see it in like another chapter coming up.
Yeah.
And we did. One thing that like taking this whole section as a whole, this mink fight was pretty brief, and there might not even be enough pages to fill up a whole chapter of like the minks actually jumping around in their Sulong forms.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a little disappointing.
But I mean, that's whatever. I'd rather have one more time on like more personal fights than like an army of minks versus an army of dudes. But
Yeah, I suppose. But still.
I would have liked to see Jack and Dog and Cat fight a little bit more though.
Yeah, it's my eternal complaint is I wish we saw a little bit more of that in Wano.
Yeah.
See, the rest of this chapter is really cool.
This is where glory comes to anime because you know they're gonna drag that shit out.
You know,
They're gonna give them,
keep
like-
saying that, but they don't drag anything out too much.
No, Willer,
I go back to the Katakuri fight. That's 2 hours.
I mean,
long.
in Wano right now, they have it.
I was about to say, remember Betty and her whole fucking episode? That's
Dude,
a page and a half.
I mean, like, Sanji versus Page 1 wasn't extended that much. It was like a couple of extra hits, which is what I would have liked to seen in the manga.
They're gonna give Dogstorm and Cat Viper like 4 new moves in the anime, and then that's gonna go into Pirate Warrior 7.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they'll be in 5, but it's fine. The rest of this chapter pertains to DS Drake getting busted for being a traitor. I don't even remember how exactly they got him. Oh, I think it's because Hawkins saw like him free Law, which we've been doing these for so long because Wano's been going on for so long, but we theorized that was Drake freeing Law back in Act 2 when Law was in the prison a while ago, so that's pretty cool. I like how this chapter kind of had like a fake out where like it seemed like Who's Who was going to go kill one of the All-Stars or one of the the headliners. But he was going after Drake. There's more stuff with some of the numbers. You got Luffy going Gear 4. But really, the highlight of this chapter is Drake busting out of the building and then him and Luffy attacking the numbers together. And him like, let me join you. Luffy's like, what? That's
okay.
Great last
I
page
don't
right
understand
here.
how his name could be Diaz Drake when, like, all of the moves in One Piece are more or less puns. His attack is Caliber, so it'd be Excalibur.
No, dude. And you could check in Pirate Warriors 4. It's Diaz Caliber. But like the pun is, I guess you could read it as Excalibur as well.
Yeah, like, anyways, I really like this point where Flower Mafia Man Hyogoro, what's his name?
Yeah, Hyogoro.
Calls Luffy the guardian deity, and we get this cool shot of him like jumping up the numbers.
Yeah, because Gear 4, I think, is very obviously meant to look like a guardian deity. Yeah.
He goes in and out of these forms so quick now.
Yeah,
like no repercussions.
I don't even know if he loses his hockey for 10 minutes anymore.
I don't think he does.
He might. It's just hard to tell with how the fighting's happening. Well, let's keep an eye out for that. Let's see if he uses his hockey next time we see him.
Another thing that we probably haven't discussed this, but the anime has caught up to like the prison break part, and that is very much their Luffy's training session during Wano.
Yeah, I mean it was in the manga too, but like I'm sure the anime is really reveling in the idea of seeing Luffy training.
I posted the clip of the Brachio bomber.
Okay, let's talk about that because that's Wano related. I don't like that clip.
Yeah?
Yeah,
it's way over the top.
It's way over the top. They should have cut like there's cool parts in that. I hate how what One Piece fans now consider good animation is flashy animation. That's not the same thing. The part where they do like the Gurren Lagann explosions, I rolled my eyes so hard. I was like, this is so stupid. Just make it a like stereoscoped big old bonk, and that's all you need. It should have been like 10 seconds, and it would have looked great if they put in the effort.
It's also like a half joke because the whole point is that he's setting up for this whole like dumb thing.
Yeah, he should have hit it and then just like bonked out. Big Bomb's like, ow! I kind of remember shit now.
I'm gonna take it to another note. This might be the closest. I don't know the history of this. I could be very wrong, but is this the closest the anime has ever been to the manga?
No, it's definitely caught up to the manga before.
No. What do you mean? What do you mean, Joe? You've barely been here.
I know.
You don't know what's happening. The manga, the anime likes to stay 100 chapters or so ahead of the manga. This is pretty close, though. Yeah, behind. This is pretty close, though. I'd have to like actually check. I'm sure if I jumped on like one of the episode discussion threads, someone would bring it up or something. But
I know there's still a lot to go in. But yeah, I was just like, man, this seems so close. And so like, I don't mind dragging it out with better animation than low frames. Like even if it's ridiculous and dumb, there's effort put into it.
Yeah, I mean, I think they put their effort into the wrong place, and people are like, "Oh, look, One Piece has good animation now." It's like, no, it has flashy animation that doesn't.
The bar was real low to hit there.
Yes, sure.
But there are some good parts, like the Zoro versus Killer fight, which I thought was really good. But
I also didn't like the Zoro versus Killer fight. I thought that they way overdid it. With like
all this animation for quick Wano fights.
Why did Zoro's like onigiri crack the ground like it was a smashing attack? It didn't make any sense.
He turned into pain for a few minutes.
Yeah, honestly.
But I do see what you mean because it's my same complaint with the King Kong gun in Dressrosa. What makes King Kong?
It's different because the King Kong gun, the animation didn't like. All that was a pacing issue. This is not a pacing issue of the animation. This is the animation you're doing doesn't fit the attack.
Right. it gives you a different feeling what the attack actually does. Whatever.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
I remember I read this chapter at Joe's around his birthday where we were visiting. This was a really good chapter.
Yeah, this was hype.
You start with a little bit of like Kobe and Drake flashback. Do we know if Kobe's in Sword, or is that just an obvious spoiler?
Yeah.
Because Kobe's super in Sword. So
yeah.
Man, Sword's really exciting, especially after I watched that Theory of Law being in Sword. I'm super interested in any little tidbit we get about Sword.
Remember X-Drake and Kobe were talking to each other at Wano at the time.
Yep.
Like that's one of the things that opened up Wano.
They were talking on their smartphones.
And they were about to go get the Warlords of the Sea.
Right, yeah.
So, you know what? Okay, so speaking of smartphones.
Okay.
I know the radios can transmit pretty far across the world, but on such a handheld device, does that mean Kobe is nearby?
I think it means Kobe was nearby.
No, Kobe was in Amazon Lily. He was getting Boa Hancock.
He was making a call from Amazon Lily to Wano. I have to question Oda's sense of distance and phone service.
We talking about the future now with these snail phones.
Yeah,
snail phones is the best joke to actual lore I've ever seen. I love it.
I don't know, man. That's pretty crazy. So I love how it's Frankie, Zoro, and Jinbei being against DS Drake joining. I think that's a fun group to be, like yelling at Luffy for being so trusting. I especially like Frankie being here because I feel like Frankie's, since the raid has started, I feel like Oda's trying to like give Frankie these little highlights that I really appreciate. Him and Zoro weren't in Whole Cake at all, so it's nice to see that side of the crew still getting some love.
I also liked how they Oda did a good job in like explain their personalities a little bit for each one of them. Like Zoro doesn't want to take X-Drake because he doesn't want to have to take care of him. Frankie doesn't like the idea of someone betraying someone else. And then Jinbei just knows something about X-Drake or knows his ties, I guess.
Yeah, which Jinbei is the knowledgeable one. Now it's Frankie. It's funny that Frankie's worried about that when Jinbei left his previous crew to join the current crew.
Frankie don't know that.
Frankie does know that. They all know that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say we're gonna look back fondly at this time when the One Piece crew split up was the worst thing Oda has ever done.
What? No, it's not. He made Rebecca. That's the worst thing he ever done. Okay, but the next part of this chapter that I loved was this thing where Usopp shoots at OT and then he hides behind Nami.
Just so good.
I was so confused of like why Nami was yelling that, and then like the next panel where she's smacking him in the head is hilarious. Yeah. That's so good.
This is the first time I realized that in manga, when a character is speaking, their mouths are open. Like I'm so used to seeing everybody's mouth open all the time that like I had to go back and reread like, oh, that was not Nami saying that.
Yeah, I was real confused too. Good joke.
Man, Nami looks really cute here. Like her Wano outfit might be the best. Like her raid outfit might be the best Nami outfit. I'm throwing it out there in the whole series.
I agree with Fuller. It's super cute. It's not overbearing like in Dressrosa. It's just
looks good.
Looks like Xiang Ling's outfit from Genshin.
Yeah, all right, a little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit.
So this sets up like an ulti in page 1 versus Nami and Usopp fight. I still don't believe, like, I don't believe people are still thinking they're gonna get big fights in this arc. Like, not in the raid at the very least. Maybe in raid 2, raid harder.
Yeah.
But everything you're gonna get for this meantime is short encounters, is my bet. Like
I can see this being like a quarter of a chapter, and then they're done, and then page 1 and ulti are done for the rest of the arc. But
yeah, so Apu tries to attack Luffy and Sanji, but they can cover their ears now. I feel like this makes Sanji the perfect opponent for Apu because he can fight by covering his ears with his legs still.
Oh yeah, that's true. But I also really like that Luffy used the observation hockey. Like
Yes, he did.
And
So he uses it right after he goes.
What do you mean?
he does use it afterwards. But is there a difference between like did he mention there's a difference between like using his Armament hockey and running out of that and all of his hockey? Because he didn't use any observation in Dressrosa.
I see. We're referring to the fact that he was just in Gear 4. That's a really good point. Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna assume it's just armament, but
yeah,
we'll have to see.
This is actually my first time seeing
game where he has to like manage all of his hockey levels.
I guess so. What were you saying, Tyler?
I actually didn't know this was observation hockey until y'all said it. This is my first time seeing it in manga form.
Well, it's also the first time it's the first time Luffy's used it this explicitly. He used it in the prison when we thought he killed that one guy, but no one dies in One Piece. Where he tied up the trunk.
Except for that other guy in the Wano arc.
Oh man, Oil Guy. Oil Guy was in a flashback. So
Oil Guy.
He should have been careful. In a flashback, you're fair game.
I can't wait till Bradley gets to that and he'll be like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh, you got to the Oil Guy.
But it'll just be an overlook. And I think, though, this is the first time we see this effect with like a little sheen and like the black background. So that's probably what Oda will keep using for when Luffy does it. The question is, how come Luffy can sometimes do it? How come he sometimes can't? I think Katakuri had to be calm to do it. So there's situations where Luffy seems like he's calm, so he should be able to do it, but maybe he just...
I think it's also almost like a Spidey sense kind of thing that Oda's using for Luffy, because he uses it in...
Well, it's always been a Spidey sense. Like, not even Future Sight, like Observation Hockey is a Spidey sense and a way to track your opponent.
Right. I think it really only works when he is not like it just triggers like an instinctual kind of thing for him.
I think he has to be in the zone, Willer.
I think he has to be in the zone, and I know you're saying that as a joke, but you're right.
Within the zone.
So Apu though shows another aspect of his power. I think what's implied that he's doing is that he's pumping up the numbers with his music.
He's a bard.
Yeah, which is interesting. That's a cool way to like let him. If someone covers their ear and they can't be attacked by his sound, he can still do something else, which is pump up the other opponents. So Frankie runs off with one of the numbers.
The worst number.
Drake and. I mean, I've grown to like this guy a little bit. I don't know. He's all right.
I hope he's always sounding like ha cha cha.
I guarantee you, it's that. Yeah.
This guy's huge. He's much bigger than we first saw him.
I guess so. Oda's sense of scale is just horrendous. I will say I do like those other beastly numbers better, but I've grown to like this guy in particular. I don't know. His stupid haircut's all right. So
like how they all have like Russian gangster clothes.
Yeah.
This is Tyler. Tyler should be hot shot for Halloween.
Yeah. That's
God.
Zoro and X Drake versus Apu seems like an overkill. I don't think that's going to be a very real fight. And then Queen shoots the play guns that will come into play in 2 chapters. However, Jack is off screen as he does, and we get a good look at the cat and dog forms. They look freaking rad. I can't wait to see these in color in the anime too. They're gonna look really cool.
Oh, it's sexy.
I wish that they were DLC for Pirate Warriors instead of fucking Kiku.
Yeah.
Especially after the most recent chapter. But I digress.
You feel like Oda did that just to spite?
No, I feel like they picked Kiku because maybe Kiku will have a big role to play in Wano. So when it's all said and done, we'll be like, oh yeah, she was pretty important. But as it is right now, her and Kawamatsu are like the 2 scabbers that are the least interesting. So,
I thought they picked Kiku because they're like, we need someone that's a girl for our DLC.
I guess, but like the lamest moveset. Slashing attack and then a couple of little rings. Ooh.
And then she'll go into armor mode and then she can do more slashing attack.
Yeah, and the slashing attacks will do more slashing attacks.
So the Sulong, Cat and Dogstorm are still alive, but Jack beat the rest of that Sulong army
Yeah, I mean
just himself.
It wasn't Jack himself. He came with some gifters.
He had a
and
whole other like contingent with him.
Yeah.
Okay, but still, like,
you have to imagine he did most of the work.
Yeah.
Which is why I like when Kaido is like, Jack, you fought honorably. Don't be ashamed. Because I feel like there was a point earlier in the arc where Kaido was berating a man for being too weak. But I like how he's like actively aware that like, no, Jack, you are strong. You're fighting two really strong minks and a bunch of other minks. You did good, son. Now let me kill all of them with my blast breath.
Yeah, Kaido took an advancement course. He knows how to actively criticize and praise people.
Encourage, his employees. Man, but of course the blast breath could be cut by my boy Winnemon.
Flame Rend.
Man. And then this is where like the true hour of legend begins next chapter.
Yeah.
But it's like this is a great page right here.
Mm-hmm.
I think this whole chapter is pretty well paneled. Because we're going to get to a chapter in a little bit where I think things are really cluttered, which is the most recent chapter we read. But speaking of well-paneled chapters, I think this is the chapter of Wano, 992. I'd like to point out here, most of the Straw Hats are back in their stupid Fishman Island outfits. However, you notice that this is not an optical migraine like those outfits are for a couple of distinct reasons. So let me point them out. Luffy and Chopper look the exact same, as does Zoro and Robin and Nami, but you can't see Nami's bikini, so that's point one. I like Usopp without the big hat and with a more casual cap, looks better.
Yeah.
So that's part two. Sanji looks the same, Jinbei looks the same. Brook does not have the Soul King outfit, and so he looks much better. I think Brook's Soul King outfit is hard on the eyes. And then Frankie's in the background. He's the hardest to look at in his Fishman Island outfit, and you can't see him. So that's why this is a visually appealing cover page.
I'm gonna say it. I think Robin's Fishman outfit is my favorite, but that's me.
Wait, I like Dressrosa better.
They're on the water train, right?
Yeah, they're on. They're on the Water 7 train.
But that's not the colors of the Water 7 train, I don't think.
I mean, what other train goes across the water?
That's true. There's only one water train in this world, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, they destroyed a lot of the train cars, too.
Yeah, it's true. They might have to make more.
I don't know. It could be. Not the Puffing Tom. No, that would be the Puffing Tom. The other one was the Rocket Man.
Yeah. The one thing about this panel that I don't like is, but they put Jinbei outside of everybody, so he's still separated.
No,
but he's also huge, so it'd be hard to like really fit him in.
No, this was a good way to set it up. He's clearly one of the crewmates still. Like there's other panels where Jinbei's more front and center. I just think like Brook not having the crown and the big thing on his neck makes him look so much better. And not seeing most of Frankie helps too, because his shirt and his hair is not a good combo in that particular outfit. So, Big Mom and Perospero meeting with Marco. I like how they're just casually exchanging. Like, Big Mom has some level of respect for Marco, and vice versa. So, as we predicted, Marco and Perosperos were fighting because Perosperos pitched the idea of them beating Kaido, but now Big Mom's like, no, we're not fighting Kaido. I'm the one who set up this alliance, which we didn't know that. That's new information. Yeah. But, that pretty much ends the Kaido, Peros Marco team up. But it doesn't seem like they're gonna fight right now either. But they might. Yeah. Like maybe Marco holds off Big Mom for a while, because Marco is one of the strongest characters in One Piece. He's like first commander of Whitebeard, so he's got to be like top 30. So he's not gonna insta die, but he's also not gonna win. He's at least
in the leaderboards.
Yeah.
What is he? I still think his everyone who's left is free is ominous.
So yeah, this is a really interesting, and Joe had a good read on this, where he takes offense to the word remnants, where he's like, "You're calling us remnants, but do you we're not binded to Pop's voice and his will. Everyone here is free." But Joe had this take of like, Kaido and Big Mom are the remnants of rocks, and here they are together again. So who's the real remnants? I still think like Big Mom and Kaido are obviously not remnants. They went off and did their own thing.
I also think it's like it's a dig at Pero, where it's you're kneeling to your mom, kind of deal.
It would be if Peros was anywhere on this page. He's not, and
yes,
I don't think he is.
He's right next to front of Big Mom. He's just not.
Okay, but he's like yeah, they show Big Mom twice. They could have put Peros in one of them.
Mm-hmm. I really like the panel at the top where we get to see the size of Onigashima.
Yeah.
And like Big Mom's stature compared to Marco, and like Pero's even tall. And then we see Marco, just a normal looking dude.
Even Marco, I bet, is like 6'7" or some dumb shit. So yeah, like these are some tall boys over here.
I really like almost middle-aged Marco. He's just super chill. He's like kind of like the dad that made his millions in his 30s. He's like, all right, I'm gonna just take a vacation now.
Glasses Marco is much better as a look.
Yeah.
I do have to say his words ring a little hollow. He says everyone who's left is free, but like, I guess, but we haven't seen the Whitebeard Pirates so all we know about the Whitebeard Pirates is that they lost to the Blackbeard Pirates in the Payback War in like early time skip. That was mentioned, and now they're just remnants all over the world. But Marco seems to think it's like, even though we're separated and broken, we're still free men. So I'd have to see more of them. I guess Izo's here too. So that's another point to that category. But Carrot seems to have seen... Okay, so this is where I really like start to kind of criticize the action that's happening in Wano. Carrot seems to have seen Peros from a distance. Where the fuck even is anybody? Aren't they supposed to be on the roof?
Where was Carrot?
Yeah, Carrot and Wanda should be on the roof, but they're down here now, and they
Carrot
somehow
was
saw
with
Nami
and got thrown on the ground by Big Mom.
Yeah, so how did she see Paris? Like these guys are outside.
With you.
I don't know, man. That's kind of, and like Luffy is just running off somewhere, and we find out next chapter that he ended up in the basement of the building. You were explicitly going upwards 2 chapters ago. Why are you in the basement now? It's very messy getting these people to the points where Oda wants them. Like, I feel like the way he got Big Mom outside was kind of clever because he used half of a chapter of a team attack to roll her away to where she ended up, and she met Marco and Peros. But like Luffy and Carrot here are just kind of like lazily running in directions that Oda wants them for no reason.
Yeah, and we didn't mention it, but also Sasuke, the fishman Tobiropo, got freed.
Yes, he got freed from Big Mom's big attack. It blew up the big tree that he was binded to. Yamato is chasing Shinobu and Momonosuke. That's whatever. That'll bear fruit next chapter. But what I really like about this little section is Black Maria playing the Shamasun. That's something that happens in Wano when we're about to switch acts. It's happened 2 or 3 times now. Well, it happened when we entered Wano, and then every act transition, there's someone playing the Shamasun. So I feel like this is setting up for Black Maria playing the Shamasun while we transition from Act 3 to 4.
Close out the,
Yeah. Also, she looks really cool playing it. Black Maria's design's so cool. This also confirms she's not gonna fight anyone this raid. Like, she's gonna be like Smoothie, where we're like, wow, you look cool. Can you do something? No? Alright.
Nah.
Yeah. Anyways, on to the real shit. Shaolin Showdown! This page looks so fantastic, dude. And I like how the panel of the scabbards is slightly smaller than Kaido's panel in space.
Optical illusion. I call optical illusion.
You think so? Because of like the fat... No. Like, I'm sure if you like straight up compared it, it's almost equal. But see how Kaido stretches a bit more to the left, while theirs starts more to the right border? I feel like their panel is slightly smaller, and I think it's a visual, like, a very slight visual metaphor of, like, together they're close, but they won't quite cut it. But they're gonna cut some other shit. Kaido's breath being a lightning breath is super cool. Pirate Warriors 4 nailed his moveset then. Like, I feel like we got little spoilers to his moves there. But they dodge the lightning and they all get some hits in. So first of all, the cat gets like a big old like swipe at his face, and then Kawamatsu does this really pretty attack. It's like maybe the best looking attack. The question is, it's hard to see what he's actually doing because of the rings of the swipes.
The way I interpret it was, so Cat knocks Kaido up, and Kawamatsu comes down and hits him, and it resonates off of him. It's kind of like a water pulse kind of deal.
What does that mean?
Water pulse in Pokemon has a move where it droplets and goes.
I know how water pulse works in Pokemon. I'm saying, what does that mean in terms of swordsmanship?
I'm saying like it's kind of like a ringing, it's like a ringing hit kind of thing that shakes him and vibrates him. But that's the way I interpreted it.
I thought he was cutting his mouth a little bit because his mouth is bleeding in the bottom panel.
He could bit his tongue, but
so I feel like, and by the like structure of the rings, it looks like he's cutting like Kaido's head in half. So I think this attack is cutting where his mouth was open, which is kind of weird. But then like there's multiple rings, so maybe that's where the water pulse kind of stuff comes in. The point is they're hurting him. But then he gets like freaking pimp smacked across the roof. How far did he get launched? It's hard to tell.
Far enough.
Cat or dog's attack looks very painful, where he's using that leg sword.
Leg stab!
Woo! Canine Scourge is a good attack name. So Kiku has some like little ringy attacks. That's pretty neat. But Aizo is just shooting in with a gun. It's just like
they're slicing rounds. He's using Monster Hunter ammo on him.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He is. It's slicing rounds.
No, they're not.
Yeah, it says it right there.
No, Fallen Snow Size. Wait.
Below it.
Okay, I thought like that was the name of Kiku's attack is both parts, but you're right. There's two exclamation marks. What the fuck is a slicing round in One Piece? Is it like Monster Hunter? I mean, as far as we can tell, like these impact marks are pretty normal. So they just look like normal shots, but maybe they have slicing properties. I don't know. The point is, Raizo's the MVP with this scroll bullshit. Do y'all think this is a devil fruit or like random?
I thought he does
bullshit?
have a devil fruit.
No, it was never specified. I don't think.
Oh, then it's just ninja art.
I think it's just ninja art.
I think
it's some ninja bullshit.
I think that the scroll ate a devil fruit. That's where I'm landing on.
That would be cool.
Buy scrolls though, so he refers to more than one.
So he might have multiple devil fruit scrolls.
Maybe a book ate.
What?
Maybe a book of scrolls ate a devil fruit.
No, Joe, I'm saying that he has multiple scrolls, like 3 scrolls that each have a devil fruit. So that's how he uses ninjutsu. But they're not the same devil fruit. He would have different ninjutsus. Or he ate the ninja fruit, which is why he can do shadow clone jutsu, which we saw him do in Zao. But Shinobu is also a ninja, and I don't think she's ever done anything too crazy with her ninja arts. Anyways, that'll probably be revealed in like an SBS or a Vivre card, so we won't know.
Oh! He does have a devil fruit. It's the Maki Maki no Mi.
What does it do?
It's the scroll fruit.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised. He just never did it ever.
Yeah.
That's super cool. So his devil fruit is he can make multiple like ninja scrolls. That's badass.
Yeah, he can. Cool.
My favorite part of this chapter though is definitely this Odin two-sword style page.
Dude,
I got chills reading this one.
Same.
And I like how like none of them wanted to learn it because they didn't want any infighting for who would be like the number 1 student of Odin. But on their own time, it seems like they all learned it anyways. They all practiced it.
Mm-hmm.
These are the 4 that I could see really dying if someone had to die too. So it's convenient that they're the ones who pulled out this big attack. But they hit Kaido with the same attack as Odin on the scar.
on the scar.
That's man, this chapter was great. This was my favorite Wano chapter probably. Which leads us to this week's chapter.
It was Willard's favorite chapter. That he was like, we gotta do one right now.
So I like how this chapter opens up with at least like a page, like 3 pages on the Fire Festival. This was a really good like little flavor for how the people of Wano view the Fire Festival. Like they're aware that their situation is shitty. Like they're not under the disguise that things are good, but they like deal with it. They bear with it, and they get to let loose this one festival where they have like alcohol for like the one time a year. They have good rice and clean air.
All the police have gone offshore.
Yeah, like they're actually having a good time, and it's upsetting that like they can only have one good day a year. I just can't wait for Kaido and Orochi to be kicked out of this island. And it's coming.
I really like the Odin blimp.
Is that an Odin blimp?
Yeah, because he's doing the Kazuki. My name's Kazuki Odin, and I was born to boil. When he goes like.
But that's just a kabuki stance.
It is, but
you know who else did a kabuki stance? Kumadori from the CP9. It doesn't mean he's related to Odin. It just means that he's doing the. I think this is just a kabuki blimp.
I think it's got that chin, man. I guess not because he doesn't have that flat top.
Yeah, they wouldn't allow a blimp of Odin in the flower capital explicitly.
But they're not there.
Someone's got to be here.
No, they all went home.
All of them? 100%. 100% of the police. So this is just the purge day. They can do whatever. I doubt this. And they wouldn't want to risk it anyways to like explicitly show off an Odin blimp. I feel like that'd be too sacrilegious to Orochi. If someone saw it, they would get killed. You know.
But the point is like about these first 3 pages is like I opened up the chapter and it's just like. Oh, things are about to hit the fucking fan, aren't they?
Yeah, it's true. They're having a good time. And a couple chapters ago, Hyogoro was like, I can't see a way we lose. Which is the most, like, we're gonna lose thing you could say. So these playgrounds turn people into Ice Oni. I'm not gonna think about it too hard. It's just cool, I guess.
It's so cool. I thought it was sick.
So here's where, like... I've been completely confused on what the fuck is happening in this arc.
Yeah.
Why is Luffy in the basement now?
Yeah, that's why
I don't know.
Too.
Everything that's been happening was in floor 1, I would assume, right?
They were below it, and then Yamato and Luffy go up because they blow up from the...
Yeah, and then they go up to like floor 2 at least, where King drops them back down to floor 1, and now Luffy decided to go downwards instead of upwards. So it's like
he's not Zoro. What's going on here?
What is going on? Zoro's not even in here. No one led him astray. Yeah. Thankfully, Sanji and Jinbei are being like, "Hey, Luffy, I like stop arbitrarily expanding the plot. Go do your thing."
I do like that Sanji and Luffy get a little bit of like.
One-on-one,
like duo time, because the last time I can remember them being like duoing together and doing stuff was at
the entirety of Whole Cake.
Well, I guess not even like they had their fight and then Sanji had to go off and do the cake and then Luffy ran away.
Yeah, but after the fight, like they have so much one-on-one and like interaction times. I feel like Sanji and Luffy they're like not in any drastic need of interaction. If anything, like Luffy hasn't talked to Usopp this entire fucking arc. Luffy doesn't even know Luffy doesn't know Robin exists anymore, and neither do I. Like, there's more dire.
She's right there in the corner. She's being Speedwagon.
Oh yes, yeah, I didn't even notice she was in this chapter. Oh my god, I thought that was just a random Wano girl.
Chopper's there
too. Man, this panel says a lot.
You know what would actually be a cool moment is if Chopper comes up with a cure and cures the Ice Oni people.
Yes.
That would be a Chopper thing.
But the thing is, it would happen off screen like he did with the plague in the prison. So it's like, I need to see Chopper, like, struggle and, like, Robin, we have to run to the, like, medicine room to gather what I need, and they fight a couple of the ninjas on the way. And it's like, oh, cool, they did something this arc instead of just, like, Chopper showed up in between chapters with the magic cure. It's like, ugh. which is what he did in the prison. I do like seeing the party kick course. We haven't seen this attack in a while.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite Sanji attacks. Huh?
Let's talk about Gorilla Fist.
I love Gorilla Fist.
I hate this thing so much.
This is one of the best gifters yet.
This is fantastic.
And I like his attack is Gorilla Punch, because he's punching a gorilla who's punching.
He's also doing Oro. It's like ooh, 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 ooh.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this to be animated because all of the animal body parts have their own consciousness. So like the lion belt thing.
Yeah.
And just them fighting and crap is ridiculous.
I can't wait for them to turn this into like a Sanji has to block the punch, and it's this really hard struggle of Sanji blocking the punch with his leg.
So why on the last page why did Sanji grab Luffy?
Because he's saying Luffy, stop using your energy. You need to save it for Kaido. Which makes a lot of sense. Luffy was going straight for Kaido until Oda's like, I'm not ready yet.
Yeah.
And then he just... Also, Jinbei seems to have come below them with the Shark Brick Fist, which is awesome. What's Jinbei doing in Basement 2 to come from below?
I will say, during that explosion where we get the panel where we see all of them, they fell down 2 floors, but I don't think that's what happened. No. It wasn't. You see the shot of them looking at the entire tower.
Unless the entirety of this arc has been happening on Basement 2, and we were just like completely misled. What the problem I'm getting to is spatially, I've had a lot of trouble understanding how this raid is operating. I understood the structure of like below and above, but now we added these extra levels, and now I'm extra confused, and all of a sudden put like a Carrot is seeing stuff from the outside and running outside, so like I feel we just read the Marineford arc, and I wasn't as confused. There was some points where I was confused where exactly in like the half moon that is Marineford stuff was happening, but overall I could kind of tell like spatially what was happening.
Yeah, and I think also like there wasn't like any like okay, so when you're Marineford, there's basically one floor and you kind of know like where everything is.
Yeah, it's like you have the bay, you have like that walk up area, you have like the middle area, and then you have the execution platform.
Right, but like and we clearly see those levels, whereas in Wano we suddenly hit the basement. When previous chapters we literally saw Queen on like a balcony, King in the air, the other gifters in the air as well. So it's just like
messy. It's pretty messy. I'm liking what's happening. It just feels like Oda is just kind of throwing stuff together. That is a little too negative to say, but it feels like he doesn't have like the clear spacing that he has in most arcs. I feel like. Now I really like the design of this little squirrel girl, like with the face covering, and I like how she can put her mask on other things and then see through their eyes. I think that's really cool. Where she's using this cat to spy. Yo, shout outs to Shinobu though. That's badass.
Shinobu took some shots this round.
She took some hits for Momonosuke. She like. People hated her because she yelled at Law one time, because how dare someone yell at her golden boy? But, like, Shinobu's a homie. She's part of the cause. Yamato smacks away a dude. I love the design of all of this armor division. Like, the one-off designs Oda has made are great. I just realized that Sasaki is, like, in a throne commanding them in the back.
Yeah.
I think that's like his entire shtick is like he's like a general.
Yeah, maybe.
Because he's always had like a general like hat on with that like lowered brim on it.
Yeah.
And so I like this aesthetic. And I feel like all of these units that we see are really damn unique.
Yeah. It reminds me of the ones that Zoro was fighting that one chapter, and like they looked super cool as well.
So if Sasaki's in charge of the armor division, do you think he has an armored, he has to have an armored like themed
Then
right?
it'd probably be the dinosaur with like the armor and the spike tail.
Yeah, the Ankylosaurus or whatever it is.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. Yeah, I'm willing to bet on that.
It's always weird with fishmen and devil will turn out but at the same time, like
we also don't know if he's 100% a fishman yet. I think we just assumed. And a lot of I don't think we've ever brought this up on the podcast. Sasaki, his hat kind of looks like a train conductor hat, and people are theorizing. And Tyler, this you might not remember her because you haven't reread or rewatched, but do you remember the old lady who drinks a lot in Water 7? She's like the train conductor lady. People are thinking she's his mom. They have similar hair colors. It's both green. They both might be fishmen, and she's a fishman.
She's a mermaid.
She's a mermaid, and he's a fishman. I think that still is biologically possible.
It's a crapshoot when it comes to what kind of fish.
And you remember the little daughter, like the little girl with the bunny that she was taking care of? That was her granddaughter, so that would be Sasaki's daughter, if that's true. So I think that'd be a cool connection. I don't know if he's truly a fishman, though. Like, we're all assuming. So
regardless, even if that is cool, I think that's irrelevant information that will never be useful.
It won't be useful, but it's neat. Like, that's the thing about One Piece. The world exists aside from the story. So, like, that kind of stuff is important for the world building.
Hey, what's up with this dwarf on the right-hand side? Like, what is he? Is he a turtle man? He's got to be a turtle man. Yeah, he's a turtle man. His
bottom right where his head's just poking out.
Oh my god!
Yeah, the top half is his torso. His bottom half is a turtle.
That's a penis.
That's a penis.
I didn't notice it was a turtle, man.
He's got a turtle poking out.
Oh no!
So
he's literally turtle heading.
We've been criticizing a lot. I feel like these few chapters and some things, but like the character designs have been awesome.
Fire. Yeah, I love the dumb designs he comes up with. The gifters, they're very unique.
Yeah,
and the girls, like Bradley would fuck this girl on the left. You already know.
I
love this porcupine guy too. He's very cool.
He's got that same face the big motherfucker from Marineford has.
Sanhan Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for the end of the chapter, it's Kaido getting up, and his wording is a little bit weird here, but he's like, "You guys hit me on my scar, but you couldn't open up the old scar." I guess the old scar is like an emotional one that he's referring to here.
Yeah.
He's saying, like, you guys are strong, but you're not Odin. Odin's a legend. Your cut is too shallow, which I think is a badass line.
So something else that's interesting is like the colorings of these bubbles as well for Kaido.
I feel like they're deeper to show maybe groveling, like he's kind of in pain while saying it. And then, but on his last line, he seems to have regained his composure here with the "you cannot do it." It seems more like a normal bubble, so I feel like that's a way of portraying like a graveling voice into a more composed voice. He has this new attack where he makes a bunch of flying invisible wind sighs, and Kiku straight up loses an arm. So,
and her sword, it's gone.
Yeah, the sword's also broken.
Borkin.
So this is badass. We've been waiting for something like this, and it's finally happening. We have 7 chapters until 1,000. I don't know if they can truly drag this out.
I think Oda can. I think Oda starts one by one killing everybody or knocking them out in some shape or form.
One by one would be a way he can do it, and then 1,000 is Luffy getting to the top like he was supposed to, and seeing everyone downed. So I don't think Kiku's dying. By virtue of being the first, I think what Kiku's going to have to do is, for the remainder of the arc, learn like a one-arm swordsman style. That's where I would think that's going. Because I don't think they're all dying.
She's about to sacrifice.
Maybe.
Well, don't forget, we have Law, so Law can just...
Law can just pop, but Law has... We literally have not seen Law in like 6 chapters.
True. Law is fucking doing something.
I'm about to throw out my hot take.
Here we go, baby.
You're going to add this to the hot take part. Right. There will be no second raid.
Ooh.
Okay.
What I feel like is happening is them ascending the tower is part 1. this is the tragedy happening in the background. The tragic
moment.
The tragedy will strike, and then the antagonists will get the resting point while our protagonists are still climbing.
Okay, that I could see that, and honestly, like,
you know what would actually be cool is that you do what Tyler says, but it's not Luffy versus Kaido. It's Kaido versus the Straw Hat Pirates.
But what about Big Mom?
I don't know. Pero's Pero or Marco do it, but like I really
Marco Solo's Big Mom. Yeah, that's likely.
But I think like there's a really cool idea of like he goes up against this Tin Man crew, and then another Tin Man crew comes up and tries to finish him off.
There is a cool idea. I feel like that could still happen. I just don't see Oda doing something like that. He's never done the entire crew versus the bad guy.
So but this might be the chance because he's fucking huge.
He's huge, but he won't be huge forever. You know.
Yeah.
I don't think Big Mom is going to be in this fight. Remember, why is Big Mom originally mad at Luffy?
Because he pissed her off at Fishman Island by claiming it as his territory. And then because he ruined the wedding.
Yeah.
He ruined the wedding, but he interrupted her business, remember?
Yeah.
So, I think Marco... I think why that line is ominous. Here's way hot takes. Marco has something to do with, like, Blackbeard, or he knows some other business shit that's going down in the world that he's able to distract Big Mom with something more interesting than Kaido.
But they're gonna go get the One Piece, dog. What could be more interesting than their alliance to get the One Piece?
No, he's gonna be like, yo, everybody here is after Kaido. Kaido will not escape this alive. You need to just get out of here and let's go take it for yourself.
Marco could also big brain play Marco. Marco goes, Kaido's distracted right now, meaning you can go get the Poneglyph, leave, and then go get Shanks at Elbaf.
Ooh, hey, that's pretty spicy. No, because like you can't. A big point of Big Mom's character is you can't tell her no, because she never learned how to get consequences. She just does.
But that might be also how Marco is able to persuade her, is that he doesn't tell her no. He gives her another option that she likes more.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like
I think she's gonna get distracted just like she did at Whole Cake whenever she got pissed, so they made a cake.
Yeah.
Big Mom is easily distracted.
She is easily distracted.
She doesn't want the alliance with Kaido. She wants the One Piece.
So here's my ruling. This is not a bad Tyler take. This is a good take. Willer rates it a good take. Woo!
Add it to the take board. Willer and Joe are gonna forget it by the time next month rolls around, and I was right.
That's your job to put it down. You can start an Excel spreadsheet.
No, I remember your hot takes. It's just that your hot takes sometimes are the obvious ones. Just like, I predicted it. It's like, so did the whole fan base. Now, that's a hot take. I haven't heard anyone say something like that could happen. Who do y'all think is, like, we always ask this. I think only a few of them will die. I don't think any of them will die, to be honest. I will always aim low with Oda after Pound. If anything, only Kinemon will die. If anything,
I personally don't want any of them to die, especially Winnemon.
Winnemon's going, if anyone.
I don't think Kinemon will actually die. I think if anything, I don't think Kinemon's gonna die.
I hope he's saved at the 11th hour.
The reason being is I feel like Kinemon's had so much to do with the story, and like the tragedy is the Scarabs get defeated, but I think he can do so much more with like Momonosuke and Hiyori and everything in the capital. But
I mean, because I'm starting to think Orochi might be dead. It's been so long. Who knows these days?
I told you that guy's just dead. I told you that guy's dead.
Could you imagine? Like, holy shit.
It's like when Ace died, I only believed it after the war when I was reading it week to week.
I honestly think the next cover story, or two cover stories from now, is going to be Orochi wakes up after fully healing himself from his lost head and realizes everything's fucked.
So Orochi's gone for the entire arc now?
Yeah.
Okay, if he's that could happen, I suppose.
I can see him being gone for the entire arc, because we were talking about this previously, where like Kaido is kind of sitting in the background now, and having Orochi basically be the front man for everything that's going on in Wano. But it's like the world's worst kept secret. But now Kaido's just like, fuck it, I'm done. We're doing it my way. Like he's ready to just go.
Yeah. Two hot takes.
Yeah.
Two hot
Let's
takes.
go. That's what we're here for.
And this will make them quit the podcast. One is an all right hot take. Y'all were right about Orochi.
Okay.
And he does have Hydra lives where you have to cut off all the heads, and then he just dipped out of there like Caesar Clown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's just like he got off on a boat. He's like, nah, fuck this shit. I'm out. Like this wasn't part of my plan to die.
Okay, hold on. Pause before hot take 2. The problem I have with all of this is that the narrative has built up Orochi so much, like thematically, like there's so many, like the first 2 acts of Wano have so much Orochi plus Odin plus Momonosuke narrative going on. Other like Zoro versus Orochi, the Scabbards versus Orochi. All of this seems really weird to build up for chapters and chapters and chapters. That was like 50 plus chapters of build up just to kill the dude off like in one panel.
Yeah, but they show it. Oda showed the death.
Yeah.
Which is great. And this is literally Oda saying, nah, fuck this traditional shit I've been doing. I'm about to blow your fucking mind.
It's true, but
Oda two-sword style.
It's Oda two-sword style. It's true, but why did he waste my fucking time for 60 chapters? Like
to rend your heartstrings.
Yes. No, okay, so hot take 2 though.
Yeah.
I'll let Joe go first before I
go. Tyler, you're good.
All right. Hot take 2. Y'all be talking about, people never die. Marco the Phoenix, he got Ace somewhere on the island, and that's who fights Big Mom.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up.
It's the worst.
Also, Ace couldn't do it. Ace is a chump.
Ace is a
You know what's cool? Big Mom has never bled in the entirety of One Piece. Kaido's out here writhing in pain. Big Mom might be big meme, but also she's indestructible, which I really like. So
no, she does.
No one's hurt.
I have the video in front of me right now.
When?
You can take the screen over if you want.
Oh, it's like when
you can't hurt big meme.
No, it's whenever the portrait breaks. Because the jostled picture, now this might have been an anime exclusive. She like falls on the ground and scrapes her knee.
Interesting.
Oh,
well, so Big Mom is hurt Big Mom. Cool. So no one's hurt Big Mom. Well, the whole point of breaking the picture was to get through her mental barrier, but then her scream in hockey blew up the rockets in the air, so it's not like they weren't able to actually hurt or assassinate her back then.
Yeah, but that tracks though, where like she had a mental break, so all of her like defenses were down, so she could get hurt.
Which is also what I think was happening a little bit with Kaido here.
I think other people do know how to beat Big Mom, or they're getting pretty close to realizing like this is just like Big Mom is just a child who reproduces a lot. Like she's very childlike.
Yeah,
she's easily distracted, throws tantrums, like, and then if she scrapes her knee like a child's does, that's like the child gimmick, like, oh, you scraped your knee, you got boo boo, let me fix this.
That's pretty good. I wanted to see Katakuri kiss the boo boo.
He kiss it with his big jaw. He go,
She's like, put that shit away, Katakuri. Then she walks up. Okay, I want to close this off by talking about why Kinemon has to die.
Yeah.
I don't know if I brought this up on the podcast.
He's no dying.
Every fruit in the Straw Hat crew has a numerical pun to it.
And
And I posted this thread, and I wasn't sure if y'all read it. But the way it works is like, Luffy is Gomu, so it's 5'6", and then you have Chopper, Robin, and Brooks become like 1'9", or no, it's like 1-8 or something. Anyways, there's one number left over that is not in this gimmick, and I believe it was 2-9. Because every other number like combination like that has been taken. So the thing with 2-9 is that the one fruit that there's 2 fruits in the series so far that match that naming pun. It's Kuma's fruit, which is interesting, and it's Kinemon's fruit. The Gargarb fruit fits the 2-9 scheme that is missing from all the Straw Hat fruit puns. So that means either Kinemon has to join the Straw Hats, which I would love, but I feel like people might like Kinemon now. But most importantly, I think that if he dies, his fruit gets reborn, Carrot gets to eat it, Carrot gets to join the Straw Hats with his fruit as the 2-9. So why I think he has to die so someone else can eat his fruit to join the Straw Hats.
Nope, this is why you're wrong.
QED.
And Kinemon will never die because his fruit follows
the scheme.
The theme. It will absolutely not be Bartholomew Kuma because Bartholomew Kuma is already a part of the Resistance.
Yeah, it's not
and
Kuma.
Nobody from the Resistance leaves.
Well, we're ruling Kuma out of this. Kuma's not the fruit.
Kuma's not in it.
It's
3. What is the coolest thing in One Piece that is in existence throughout the entire running of the series?
When Kinemon farts out of his ass and speaks.
They change their outfits.
True.
Consistently.
Okay.
Oda
Tyler,
loves fashion. Kinemon
Tyler
is going to become their crew tailor.
Fashionista. Okay, yes. Okay, we both agree that Kinemon's fruit is ending up with the Straw Hats, yes?
Mm-hmm.
No, I agree. Kinemon is ending up with the Straw Hats.
We're agreeing the fruit because it's the tailor fruit, which is perfect for the Straw Hats.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
but you say Carrot?
Carrot eats the fruit.
They also need somebody from Wano.
It's super funny.
Like it has to follow also the same time Gold Roger. Odin made it to Laugh Tale.
Okay.
So Kinemon from Wano, they have to have someone from Wano make it to Laugh Tale as well.
Now this is where people bring up Yamato because people want Yamato to join the crew, even though Yamato has had like 7 lines of dialogue, but they're everyone's favorite character because they look hot. Whoops.
Yeah.
Yamato will not leave Wano because she wants to stay there with her son.
Okay. Well, no, that's not even true. Yamato does want to leave, but I think Yamato's going to leave with Marco.
Yeah, that's a joke.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, because Marco go like, well, he was a Whitebeard pirate first. You got to do the Whitebeards first.
No, but you'd have to. That's true. You have to do Whitebeard and then you got to do Roger.
Man, I am on Team Kinemon joining One Piece, the Straw Hats.
Now, here's the thing. We don't know if Yamato has a devil fruit. Yamato could eat the Kinemon fruit. Tyler, the point is, I would love Kinemon to be alive and join the Straw Hats because I like him. He's Winamon. But we get one more girl character if one of the girls eats his fruit, and we still get his fruit, which we know has to be in the Straw Hat crew.
Let Zoro eat the fruit.
Let Nami eat the fruit, then.
No, let Zoro eat the fruit. It'd be so fun.
Here's my thing. All right. We've only seen one fruit be reborn, yeah?
Yeah, it was...
Like, an actual on-screen fruit. I know
it was Monet's Snow Fruit, which is actually in the Straw Hat ship, and they've never brought that up again, so I feel like they're holding on.
I feel like Tommy eats that one, because then she gets the Living Witch powers.
Monet's, like, little snow fruit, she died in that arc, and we saw it reforming, I thought.
We see rabbits form.
That's a whole different... we can't get too deep into that, because we're going to have to pull up the rabbit picture.
This goes back to the Blackbeard theory. Do they eat the heart of the devil fruit user, or does the fruit regrow on the spot where that person died?
So when someone dies, the fruit will regrow in the closest fruit of that same shape. So if it was an apple-shaped devil fruit, it will regrow in the closest apple.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why, like, if Kinemon dies, his fruit will grow in the raid, and then they can use it for the next Straw Hat member.
Yeah.
This is also like a theory that maybe many people might not have heard of before. So they're listening to this video. They're like, "What the fuck have they been talking about for the last 20 minutes?"
I hope a more popular fan character dies.
Who?
Like Yamato.
No.
Look, man. I feel like we are the only people who talk about One Piece who aren't goo goo or gaga for Yamato. So let's not get too much hate.
I'm just saying, everybody loved Ace. I was always like,
yeah, Ace is lame. Ace is a B tier character, and Bradley's not going to be able to do anything about that. Maybe B's too mean.
But Ace was also built up to his tragedy. Like, it's pretty telegraphed if you look back on it. Like, yeah. But
anywho, that's the last thing I wanted to bring up. Thank you if you're somehow still watching this after an hour and 5 minutes. Whoa. That's very grateful. Please join us we're probably gonna wait for another 4 chapters unless something like really climactic happens. Yeah. Well,
what's 4 chapters from now? 997?
Yeah.
So we should definitely do one when 1,000 comes out.
So we'll do maybe 4.
We're gonna come back and we're gonna be bitching about all the characters who died.
I'm not gonna be bitching. If Oda actually kills someone, I'm gonna applaud him for once because he's such a coward who let Pound live.
So we're going.
Yeah. All right, let's end it here. Catch y'all next time.